Okay, maybe tweezers. And hey, wait a second, those joystick ain't real, and neither are those buttons. How am I supposed to play that? There are plenty of YouTube channels with great modelers who have great production skills. This is not one of them. Welcome to Cable's Creations. So when we left off, I had gotten things, all the paintwork done, got it into clear coat, and first thing I'm going to do this week is put some Mod Podge over some of the lights, like these ones that are decaled here. Don't think I'm going to put any over those orange, but I'm going to put some over the clear headlights there. Well, doing the Mod Podge on the other two sides, there and there, and put a second coat on the headlights because it was looking okay, but it really wasn't looking like glass over silver. Okay, I'll just put 2 more coats of Mod Podge over the headlights. I think I've just accomplished one of the hardest tasks in modeling. Coming out to do one quick little thing and sticking to one quick little thing. It hasn't totally cleared over yet, but fairly much done so, and it's really starting to look like glass over it. So I'm gonna call that part done. So going to start getting into what would be the final assembly. Oh yeah, just because these are starting to run low on Tamiya extra thin. I don't know which one is more like the Tamiya extra thin, but so I bought both bottles that they had at Hobby Lobby. Well, I may have gotten a little too involved with filming, with listening to my phone and with working on it. Had a little setback on the roof. Got a glue fingerprint on things, so I had to repaint, and gonna need to sand that down smooth and re-clear it. But I also got primer and sanding on the video game consoles. I also got most of the truck bed done. Got the license plate installed, some lights, and also the timing lift controller put in. Also put the piece of sheet metal on, and those silver things you can see there, those are going to be the mirrors. Didn't use the kit mirrors. I actually exchanged mirrors with this and my next automotive build, because that automotive build is mirrors more like what came with, more like what was on Dad's truck, and then the mirrors from this kit are more like the mirrors of the truck I'm trying to make. So by tomorrow I should have the bed and the cab attached to the chassis, and then can put the Tommy lift on and maybe, just maybe, start getting decals onto the video games. And from there it should be real quick. Well, I basically got the pickup done. I got those mirrors from another kit. Also, all that foil. Headache rack. This other work. done. Got everything put on the chassis. I've got, also have the dolly built. And I have done some masking and painting on these video game consoles. Waiting for that to dry. So then print off the decals, put one on the dolly, put them both in the bed, and then tie them down. And that project's done. Okay, got these about ready for decals, which I'm about to go out and print. I've made mention of the dolly, so I've done that. Took some of the tape, the Hobby Lobby version of the Tamiya tape. Didn't want to waste my thin, true Tamiya tape to do that, but I actually had laid it out flat, gave it a coat of tan. So I'm going to be cutting some more strips off of that to have it come around one of the games. And there is the scratch-built buckle for it. So, got just to work with those games and that, and then got some rope to tie them down, so that project is approaching the finish line as well. You ever have one of those middle of the night things where you realize, oh, I need to do this? And hopefully it's just a middle of the night realization of something you need to do and not correction to something else. Well, I had one of those last night. I realized that my decals for the Space Invaders and the Pac-Man would only cover the front and sides, but not the top and back. So I've now masked off and painted the top and back of Pac-Man yellow and the Space Invaders black. I just got those things done really quickly. So now I've got to let those dry. I guess I'll put I'll be putting the decals on tomorrow. It's been tough getting out to the bench the last couple of days. Our 10-year-old lab was getting sick, and then he passed this morning. Yesterday I was trying to spend as much time with him as possible, knowing it was likely the end, and then spent some of this morning doing similar until he passed, and then going out and burying him. But getting so close and trying to take my mind off of things, getting out to the bench. So I got the yellow on the top and back of Pac-Man. Also got the black on the top and back, and then it looks like that's tape residue right there from where I had masked things off. Don't know why not sure why I masked it off, but I guess because that's a little bit more glossy than that back and top where I was using flat. So I may try to get that off before I put the decals on. Now the sides, however, which I had left white, that's looking wonderful. Just a minor goof up I made earlier when I said Jet was 10. Actually, we had him for 10 years. He was full grown when we got him. Don't know if he was just dumped or ran away, but he just appeared full grown on the mother-in-law's property, and we ended up taking him in. You may have seen him in some earlier videos where he would come out and sit in the garage with me right by my modeling area. Well, got these into clear coats so that I can mask off safely without worrying about getting paint on the decals that did work. So I tried printing new ones. Unfortunately, I had used Microsoft Word and imported images, and I used up my last sheet of letter-sized paper. So wifey, the lovely lady Lisa, had actually bought me some sheets from Hobby Lobby. Unfortunately, they are 5.5 by 8, and I actually had to trim them down to 5 by 7 to get them to go into our printer. And when I tried printing, it downsized the print. So then I think, oh, maybe I can use the original images. Once again, cut down to 5 by 7 and use the original things, and way too big. So I now have some letter-sized decal paper on order from Amazon. And that means I can't get this project completely finished until the next time I'm home. Okay, I got the gray painted on there. I'd actually painted over some decals and they started dissolving, but then I also did some kind of yellow touch-ups around the edges that the decals weren't covering. So I'm waiting for all of that to dry off, do just a little bit more masking, and then I'll get some black on those insides to cover up the overspray and that a little bit there. The Space Invaders did a lot better. Got the gray on it, so now just gonna have to wait till next time I'm here to get the decals reprinted. Okay, I got the gray painted on there. I'd actually painted over some decals and they started dissolving, but then I also did some kind of yellow touch-ups around the edges that the decals weren't covering. So I'm waiting for all of that to dry off, do just a little bit more masking, and then I'll get some black on those insides to cover up the overspray and that a little bit there. The Space Invaders did a lot better. Got the gray on it, so now just gonna have to wait till next time I'm here to get the decals reprinted. So I got the video game consoles fairly well done. I'll just need to take some of that tape off of that one Pac-Man decal that worked successfully. So I just need to get my decal paper in and run off the decals again, put them on here, and there will be some hand brushing involved. Certainly on some of it, like the black screens. And then I can work on getting things finished up the next week that I'm here. Yeah, just a quick shot now that I've got that tape off of this one. Just get those last decals on, and I think those will look all right. Well, I hoped I'd get done with the truck model this week. Actually, I probably could have been done if those decals had worked, but it turns out that it just didn't show up on that black background. So, oh well, just another little week, and also gonna get started on my next aircraft build. Well, actually, this t-shirt, I was hoping to get the introduction to that one shot, but that'll be worth it when I get it done. Until next week, or actually the next time I'm back here at Yankee Station, showing you mine to hopefully make you feel better about yours.